Welcome to another episode of The Hungry Pelican. This is going to be a special episode in as much as we're doing something different other than photography. We are going deep sea diving. So we have two destinations today. We are going to a place called Sue's Ledge, and we are also going to a shipwreck called the Hyde. Now at Sue's Ledge, I think the water depth is about a little over 100 feet, and by a little over 100 feet, I'm thinking like 105 or something really close to that. That's a little too deep for my particular taste, only because the deeper you go, the faster you breathe through your air, and then the shorter the length of the dive is. So I will probably hover as high as I can to see as much marine life as possible. Maybe taking an occasional dip down a little bit lower, but after that dive, we are off to the shipwreck, or maybe we do the shipwreck first, I don't know, but in the past we've always done Sue's Ledge first. But then we'll go to the shipwreck, and that's a depth I'm not exactly sure. It's going to be in the 100-foot area. It may actually be as shallow as 80 foot, and that's so much better. And it's the same reason. You have more air to just hang around with, but also the shipwreck, you know, is on the bottom of the ocean, of course, but the ship is still like 20 foot high or so. So you can be swimming the shipwreck at around 60 foot or maybe a little bit deeper, I don't know. But that little bit of difference, that 20 foot of difference, will significantly improve the amount of bottom time you get. It's really quite unfathomable how much that pressure really starts to squeeze in on you at just, you know, at one more click of atmosphere. So at any rate, we'll be getting on the boat here soon and getting wet. I got my wetsuit. I'm excited. This will be the first dive I've done this year, and I honestly kind of forget when I dove last year. So really excited. And this is what I'm going to call my refresher dive. I'm going to dive a couple of times this week. Today and Tuesday and Friday I'm going under. And all these dives are going to be preparation for my underwater camera gear, which is on its way to my house as we speak. So maybe by the end of the week I'll be underwater photography. How about that? All right, I'll see you on the boat. Okay guys, I'm going to do a voiceover from here on out. This is yesterday's diving event from my perspective. You can see there where to get down to the bottom, you just follow the rope. That takes you all the way down to the boat's anchor. You can see all the bubbles there. A lot of divers went in well before us. And here we are at the bottom. And this is Sue's Ledge. And it's, as you can see, just what it is. It's a little ledge. A little rocky outgrowth, I suppose. And these apparently are only found here in North Carolina, as opposed to, say, South Carolina or Virginia or Georgia, I suppose. But not much anywhere else, according to our captain. And you can see a lot of particulate matter floating around from the plant life there, just coming loose. And here we have a little grunt. Those guys are pretty good eating. There, that larger fish there's an amberjack. They're extremely common. This guy right here is some type of file fish. I don't know exactly what kind, but I was a little bit surprised to see them in the Caribbean. You see them everywhere, but I don't know that that was my first time seeing one here off the coast of North Carolina, but it was certainly unusual. And I found this little, what I'm guessing is some sort of sponge. There, looks like a little grouper. Couldn't see him well enough, but I think that was another grunt. With these plants, they just drift back and forth with the current. And the fish kind of just like to hover in and out of them. I believe that's probably the same grunt we just saw earlier. That other diver you just saw quickly there was my buddy, my dive buddy. You always go diving with a buddy, because bad things can happen. There's that filefish again. I kept looking for a flounder in the sand, but never really did see one. Incidentally, guys, I went diving out of Wrightsville Beach with a company called Aqua Safaris. And if you're ever in the Wilmington area looking for a company to dive with, they do a great job. And they make sure everybody has a buddy, whether you go by yourself or what, everybody is partnered up with somebody else. They do book up extremely far out in advance. I made reservations for this particular dive back in March. So if you know you're going to be coming, make an appointment early. There goes I'm guessing that's a little grouper. I really need to find out the name of those fish. They're pretty. There's a little lizardfish. Anybody who's ever fished off the coast of North Carolina has caught a lizardfish. Nasty little fish. So here we are, we're at the Markham, and this was my first time diving the Markham. We're swimming along the hull of the sunken boat. This was intentionally sunk. I want to say in the 90s, but I'm not certain about that. And I was excited to be diving the Markham because this was my first time diving it. And to be quite honest with you, I was a little bit disappointed. I thought for sure we'd come across some sand tiger sharks, and some folks did see them, but I sure didn't. And on the last dive, I was the leader, and here I'm letting my dive buddy take the lead here. Every now and then we'd come across a little grouping or school of bait fish, but not too often. There's a amberjack. No, I'm sorry, that's a barracuda she's pointing at. Alright, I think that's going to do us for today. I appreciate y'all watching, and I'll have more stuff coming to you later.